Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me. So I got a request from way back, Greg. G'day, Greg. This is what he wrote. He said, on the back of The Man from Snowy River, here is Jack Thompson reading Clancy of the Overflow as a poem written by Banjo Patterson. It says Jack Thompson is a well-known and loved Australian actor who also in the movie The Man from Snowy River, as well as a string of Aussie movies. Hope you enjoy this piece of our history. Cheers, Mike, and good day, mate. Well, good day, mate. Back to you, way back. Appreciate it. Appreciate the continued support of this channel. It really means a lot. And I changed some things around. So y'all tell me how you like it. But thanks, everybody. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, yada, 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 yada. Do the things that that we can get this out to more people. And if you hit like button, I think that does something to tickle the algorithm to put it in front of more people. We're getting a lot of subscribers. It's just been amazing for me. About 1,000 a month, I guess. A little bit more because next month will be July the 26th is our 1 year anniversary, and we're almost at 12,000. I think we need like 250 right now to get to 12,000. So I never imagined we'd get to 1,000, much less here I am, talking to y'all about getting to 12,000. So that's pretty humbling for me. All right, so without further delay, let's just get into it. Here's the intro right into Jack Thompson. All right, here we go.
I had written him a letter, which I had, for want of better knowledge, sent to where I met him down the Lachlan years ago. He was shearing when I knew him, so I sent the letter to him just on spec, addressed as follows: Clancy of the Overflow. And an answer came, directed in a writing unexpected, and I think the same was written with a thumbnail dipped in tar. 'Twas his shearing mate who wrote it, and verbatim, I will quote it. Clancy's gone to Queensland droving, and we don't know where he are. In my wild, erratic fancy, visions come to me of Clancy, gone a-droving down the Cooper where the western drovers go. As the stock are slowly stringing, Clancy rides behind them singing. For the drover's life has pleasures that the townsfolk never know. And the bush has friends to meet him, and their kindly voices greet him in the murmur of the breezes and the river on its bars. And he sees the vision splendid of the sunlit plains extended. And at night, the wondrous glory of the everlasting stars. am sitting in my dingy little office, where a stingy ray of sunlight struggles feebly down between the houses tall, and the fetid air and gritty of the dusty, dirty city through the open window floating spreads its foulness over all. And in place of lowing cattle, I can hear the fiendish rattle of the tramways and the buses making hurry down the street. And the language uninviting of the gutter children fighting comes fitfully and faintly through the ceaseless tramping feet. And the hurrying people daunt me, and their pallid faces haunt me as they shoulder one another in their rush and nervous haste, with their eager eyes and greedy, and their stunted forms and weedy. For townsfolk have no time to grow, they have no time to waste. And I somehow rather fancy that I'd like to change with Clancy, like to take a turn at droving, where the seasons come and go, while he faced the round eternal of the cash book and the journal. But I doubt he'd suit the office. Clancy of the Overflow.
Wow. Very, very, very good. You know, these guys can they can write these poems, and let me turn this volume up. Maybe it'll help you hear me a little bit better. Anyway, you know, and they take us on these trips with their words, and you know, even though they're poems and not stories, they really are stories and not poems. You know, because he's describing this life of out in the open, you know, with seemingly, you know, no cares and no sounds other than the nature, and in this case it would be horses running and him herding them. I guess they call your cowboys drovers, and he also said that he wouldn't mind trading places with Clancy, but he didn't think Clancy would be able to handle the hustle and bustle and you know, the city. And he was talking about how the city folk, you know, they ain't got time to just stop and take in their surroundings of life, you know, because they're getting up at the crack of dawn, and they're on a train, maybe like Bongo was, and spending all that time on a train, and then working their 8 to 10 hours, 12 hours a day, and then maybe getting back on a train and going home. Everything is sped up. Life is rushing by for those poor guys and gals, you know, just to feed their family. I mean, my hat's off to them. They have to do it. You know, you have to do what you have to do in order to survive and to provide. And he didn't think Clancy, probably living, you know, life with meager possessions, but that was his love of life. That's what I get out of it, and I think it's just a very, very well written and recited by Jack Thompson. He did a phenomenal job. There's a John Denver song that kind of says this same thing in the abstract, and I'm gonna play it right after I get done flapping here. It's kind of a bonus for a way back, and for the rest of y'all, if y'all want to stick around. But it's kind of the same things if you listen to the words. I don't want to give it away because the last verse gives away who's actually reciting this story by John Denver. So let me, I'm going to put this on pause, and I'm going to go find it, and I'll play it for y'all. All right, as promised, here's John Denver singing I Guess He'd Rather Be in Colorado.
Guess he'd rather be in Colorado. He'd rather spend his sky looks like a pearl after rain. Once again I see him walking, once again I hear him talking to the stars he makes and asking them for my stare. I guess he'd rather be in Colorado. He'd rather play his banjo in the morning when the moon is scarcely gone. In the dawn the subway's coming, in the dawn I hear him humming some old song he wrote of love in Boulder Canyon. I guess he'd rather be in Colorado. Guess he'd rather be in Colorado. I guess he'd rather work out where the only thing you earn is what you spend. In the end, up in his office, in the end, a quiet cough is all he has to show. He lives in New York City. I guess he'd rather be in Colorado.
All right, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for spending your valuable time here with this old Texas guy. Have a good one down in Australia and New Zealand and the rest of the globe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. So till I see you, I'll catch you down the road. Bye, y'all.